Welcome back to downtown Los Angeles. Final score, 133-116. Clippers win. Time now for Clippers Live, presented by Nissan on Bally Sports. Jeannie Zalasco, Corey McGetty, we got Don McLean. Gentlemen, this is a very good Portland Trailblazers team, and the Clippers just beat them by 17, Corey.
Yeah, they just did a great job of moving the basketball. And Don and I talked about defensively. If you want to be a really good team in this league, if you have that approach, it helps out on the offensive end. And right away, they set the tempo. And their main guy, their vocal leader on the defensive end, Patrick Beverley, set that right from the start by the way he guarded Damian Lillard to kind of ignite their team on the defensive end, Don.
You know, Corey, the whole team set the tone on Lillard tonight. It was Pat Bev to start, but it was a total team effort. All that screen roll game that Portland does. The guy guarding the screen, and we're going to talk about that more in a second, but just a total team effort on Lillard. You take him out, you got a better chance of beating Portland. And then PG got in rhythm early and had a monster first quarter with 22 points that also set the tone.
Absolutely. So mom and dad in Palmdale, if you're out there, PG indeed had a great night. He said he felt energized. He just kind of felt a little different. Could you tell that early on, Don? Outside of the fact everything he threw up hit the net. Well,
what's become clear over PG's career is when he gets in rhythm, he's hard to turn off. And he got in rhythm early. They were looking for him. He said it on the post-game interview that he was looking more offense versus playmaking in that first quarter. So you put those two things together, and PG is the caliber of player that can have 22-point quarters. There's not a whole lot of guys in this league that can, but he's one of them. And I thought offensively, he really got off to a great start. It took some pressure off Kawhi. He became more of the playmaker. But it's great to know, Corey, that you have guys 2-point quarters. PG had that in the first tonight.
And, Don, I mentioned to you, it's very similar to how Paul George started off this season. He was hot. He had a lot of pop in his step. And, again, when you're healthy on the basketball court, you're able to do the things that you're capable of doing. And for a player like Paul George, like you said, he can score 20 or 30 anytime he wants. And because he had that injury going on the previous games, he moved more to playmaking, which I think was a good thing for him because it helps him work on where to make those pinpoint passes, even to the point where some of those plays where he had turnovers in the previous game, he got better at it. But now he's back to the offensive-minded PG, and he was sensational.
Although we saw some of that stuff in the fourth quarter with Reggie Jackson. Some of the passing was insane when he chilled into that mode. All right, so I'm thinking about Patrick Beverley comes back to work. He's been off 25 days. Guess what? You've got Dame Lillard tonight. Patrick Beverley didn't have to take him on alone. Kawhi was all over it. Can you speak to the defense we saw that just really shut down a prolific scorer?
Well, first of all, Patrick Beverley is not scared of anyone when he steps on the basketball court. He can be off for 3 years, and if he needs to go out there and to be the enforcer on the basketball court on the defensive end, he's going to do it. And right from the start, you could see they set the tempo. He wanted to fight over the screen. And it wasn't just Patrick Beverley. It was Avisa who continued to play through that to get the ball out of Damian Lillard's hand to force the turnover, and Mr. Patrick Beverley hits the three. Again, right here, Rondo continues to find it. They build the wall. It was Reggie. It was Avisa. It was Marcus Morris. They cut off every lane for Damian Lillard. The next play out, Reggie fights over. Patrick Patterson's in the help position. Rondo's in the help position. It was a team effort to slow down Damian Lillard. Why? The guy averaged 29.6 points a game.
Takes a village.
You got to get the ball out of his hand. And for the second time against this Portland Trailblazers team, they've done it against Damian Lillard.
You know, and that's what the other thing they did tonight, too, was on baseline out of bounds, they weren't allowing him to catch it and bring it up. They were denying him with not just one defender, two defenders made somebody else bring it up the court. And that's where Lillard's so dangerous. If he brings it up, you can run an early drag screen from 30, and he's pulling it. So a good game plan by Ty Lue and his staff to really limit Lillard getting his touches and really got him out of rhythm.
Such a good game plan that it beat you guys as well. Our CarMax call your shot. You know, we talked about the fact that Clippers held Damian Lillard to 20 points when they met in December. Would they keep him under 20 tonight? And it seemed impossible. You both said no.
You know what? I'm glad I lost today. I know, Don. You know what? The thing about it, when you're looking at the game and the way the Portland Trailblazers were playing, they kept creeping creeping each and every time in every quarter. And Damian Lillard was 1 for 6 at one point, and Norman Powell was playing well, and C.J. McCollum, and they continued to play. So I'm glad that I lost this because, you know what? The Clippers played great. Patrick Beverley was back in the lineup, but we'd take that L.
If you knew that the Clippers were going to take that approach defensively of what I was just talking about, running 2 defenders at them, nobody on the planet could have gotten 20 tonight the way they were defending them. So a great job by the Clippers in executing that defensive game plan.
Also, great job tonight by Kawhi Leonard. We're going to look at his game when we come back. He started this one in a bit of foul trouble. 4 points in that first quarter with 2 fouls. He finishes the night with a double-double. Why? Because he's Kawhi Leonard. Clippers win.